Top news of the hour. News number one. How much is Russia really losing? The shocking economic fallout of war. Russia's President Vladimir Putin's unwavering commitment to funding the country's military has come at the expense of economic stability at home. As military spending continues to surge, reaching unprecedented levels amidst its war in Ukraine, the impacts on Russia's economy are becoming increasingly pronounced. This article delves into the spiraling costs of war, the economic repercussions faced by Russia, and the potential long-term consequences. Additionally, it invites readers to share their opinions on this topic and encourage them to leave their thoughts in the comments section. Russia's military spending has seen a staggering increase, with estimates suggesting that its defense budget for 2023 could potentially double to a staggering $300 billion when taking into account the country's high inflation rates. This soared military expenditure, far exceeding pre-war years, is placing significant strain on the economy. The country's budget deficit has notably widened due to diminished revenues from oil and gas exports, resulting from Western sanctions and lower energy prices. Consequently, the Russian government has been forced to borrow more, leading to a rise in government debt. Furthermore, Russia's current account surplus has significantly declined, posing a risk of potential deficit. Despite the availability of foreign capital inflows in such situations, Russia is impeded by Western sanctions and the unavailability of a significant share of its central bank's foreign reserves. These constraints could force Russia to cut back on imports, potentially exacerbating economic challenges and leading to further depreciation of the already weakening ruble. This depreciation would contribute to rising prices, which the central bank has attempted to curb by increasing interest rates. However, these measures could hinder economic growth in the long run. While increased military spending may temporarily boost industrial output and GDP growth, it is not a sustainable stimulus for long-term development. Economist Alexandra Suslina highlights that producing tanks and other military equipment does not contribute to sectors such as healthcare, education, or infrastructure. Thus, the economic growth fueled by the military sector is limited in its scope and may fail to address the country's broader developmental needs. Looking ahead, Russia's economic resilience and ability to weather crises have been highlighted, but the strain on the economy is intensifying. While oil prices have shown some improvement, they remain below the peaks of the past, making it challenging for Russia to maintain macroeconomic stability without sustained oil prices at current levels. As the war continues, tough choices will need to be made, potentially involving tax increases or cuts to infrastructural investments, as military spending intensifies its claim on the budget. Such decisions could weaken Russia's growth prospects and living standards. What are your thoughts on Russia's rising military spending and its impact on the country's economy? Do you believe that the economic consequences outweigh the benefits? Please share your opinions and perspectives in the comments section below. News number 2. U.S. vs. Russia. Why Iran could change EVROTA. The statement made by Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov regarding the continuity of military cooperation between Russia and Iran despite U.S. pressure raises several important points. Firstly, it emphasizes Russia's commitment to maintaining its independence in foreign policy decisions, refusing to be dictated to by the United States and its allies. This stance displays Russia's determination to assert its own national interests and pursue partnerships that align with its strategic goals. Secondly, the assertion that there have been no changes in military cooperation with Iran dismisses U.S. demands for Iran to halt the sale of armed drones to Russia. The use of Iranian-made drones by Russia in the war in Ukraine has been a source of concern for the U.S., and it has been urging Iran to scale down its military ties with Russia. However, Russia's refusal to comply indicates its disregard for such pressures and signals a potential unwillingness to yield to American demands. Moreover, the use of Iranian drones by Russia in Ukraine has been a cause of contention and has added a new dimension to the ongoing conflict. These drones, known for their ability to launch without a runway and inflict significant damage, have provided Russia with a tactical advantage in its operations. While Ukraine has managed to shoot down many of these unmanned aerial vehicles, The consistent deliveries of these drones to Russia by Iran have allowed Moscow to overwhelm Ukraine's air defenses by combining them with ballistic and cruise missiles. The fact that Iran has acknowledged sending drones to Russia, but claims they were sent prior to Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, adds further complexity to the situation. It raises questions about the extent of Russia's reliance on Iranian military equipment and fuels speculation about other potential collaborations between the two nations in the context of the conflict in Ukraine. In conclusion, Russia's stance on its military ties with Iran, as declared by Sergei Ryabkov, demonstrates its defiance in the face of U.S. pressure and determination to pursue its own strategic interests. The continued use of Iranian drones by Russia in the war in Ukraine highlights the significance of this partnership and its impact on the conflict. It is crucial to consider the implications of this collaboration and its potential long-term consequences for the region and international relations. What are your thoughts on this issue? Do you believe Russia's military ties with Iran should be maintained despite U.S. pressure? Share your opinion in the comments below. News number 3. Gas prices skyrocketing. But here's the surprising truth about U.S. oil production. The recent surge in gasoline prices during late summer has become a focal point for Republicans to criticize President Joe Biden and attribute the blame to his green agenda. However, the reality is that despite a record-breaking surge in U.S. oil production, gasoline prices remain influenced by global market forces, making it clear that there are deeper factors at play. This analysis will delve into the implications of rising gasoline prices, the impact of U.S. oil production, and the significance of global events shaping political narratives. The current gasoline price increase poses risks for President Biden and provides an opportunity for Republicans to criticize his green agenda. However, the GOP narrative overlooks the fact that the U.S. oil production has been steadily increasing and is expected to set a new record this year. Despite being the world's largest oil producer, the United States remains susceptible to global market dynamics that influence fuel prices and subsequently sway public approval of presidential administrations. Gasoline prices have long been a sensitive issue for consumers, who often attribute them to the actions or policies of the sitting president. While the U.S. has achieved energy superpower status through its robust oil production, it is clear that domestic production alone cannot fully control or stabilize gasoline prices. As events beyond national borders, such as banking conditions in Europe, China's real estate market, Putin's actions in Ukraine, and Saudi Arabia's decisions, continue to shape global oil prices, the political narrative surrounding energy policies will remain complex and multifaceted. The discrepancy between experts' predictions and what has transpired in the energy sector is notable. Initial hopes of U.S. energy independence in the wake of the oil boom associated with fracking have been tempered by the reality that global market dynamics and trade flows heavily influence fuel prices. While the U.S. has reduced its reliance on OPEC for oil imports, decisions made at meetings in Vienna still impact the nation's fuel market. This exposes the United States to the whims of an international market, rather than conferring the anticipated insulation from volatile shifts. It is essential to engage viewers in the discussion and encourage them to share their opinions on this matter. What are your thoughts on the Republicans' emphasis on gasoline prices and the blame placed on President Biden's green agenda? How do you perceive the connection between U.S. oil production and global market forces? Do you believe that U.S. oil production can exert a significant influence over gasoline prices? Share your valuable insights and opinions in the comments below.